Hey, what's going on, Guardians? Nem here, bringing you a follow-up video to my last one where I kind of talked about the state of the beta and what kind of needed to be fixed and tweaked. And at the This Week at Bungie, aka the TWAB, we got updates on what was changed and what was tweaked, and there's a lot of great news there. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with what the Crucible design lead Lars Bakken have to say. For quick play, matchmaking times will be shorter, with less emphasis on skill. This is the fastest route to a game, but you may face opponents outside of your comfort zone. The winning score in Control has been extended from 75 to 100 to allow for more time to play and use your abilities, because too many matches were shorter than we expected. Some Guardians weren't even able to charge their super. We've extended the trigger for the Mercy rule so it will come into play less often. And multiple things there. One, I honestly thought the matchmaking was pretty good. I didn't think it was too long, but I'm glad that they're aiming for shorter matchmaking times with a less emphasis on skill. Now again, that's kind of a double-edged sword since they seem to be going for a connection based matchmaking first, then skill. But we'll see how that's going to play out, because this is something that the community has been asking for a long time. As far as increasing the winning score from 75 to 100, love it. If you watched my previous video, I did mention that there was games where I couldn't even get my super to charge, or it would charge at the very last second of the match, which was a bummer because again, the supers are very fun to use, and if you can't really get to use them in a Crucible match, then kind of defeats the purpose of even having one. So I'm glad that they've fixed the winning score and the trigger for the Mercy rule. Now for competitive, matchmaking takes more time to introduce you to players that are closer to you in skill with a good connection. These matchmaking settings may take longer, but we feel that the quality of the gameplay experience will be worth the wait. We have also made improvements to the way we calculate your skill in Countdown to better reflect how you'll perform against your opponents. Now I can't really speak too much about the competitive side. I really didn't play Countdown too much. It's just not my type of game mode. But again, I'm glad that for at least the competitive side, they are matchmaking you, with skill in mind first, with a good connection. So it's fantastic. I'm glad that they're looking into that. Now, let's go ahead and look at the sandbox. Designer Josh Hamrick had to say a few things. And first off, infinite super glitch fixed. So this was a glitch that was found primarily in Destiny 1 and replicated in Destiny 2. Which, not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun because again, the supers are a blast to use since most of them are roaming supers. So getting to use the Titan shield, infinitely was so much fun. But, for balance purposes, fixed. Warlock glide glitch fixed. Now, I didn't get a chance to use this glitch, and I'm kind of sad about it because it looked hilarious and it looked super fun. It's basically Warlocks just going full on Man of Steel Superman flying. It was great. And I'll track the video down and I'll put it down in the description below if you guys hadn't seen it. Infinite grenades glitch fixed. Now for Voidwalker, basically you had to spam the melee and grenade button almost like at the same time in order to basically use infinite grenades. And when you pair that up with like Axion bolts on a Voidwalker, that's just a little broken. So good, fixed, done with. Warlocks have now the same melee range as all other classes. Fixed. I did notice when I was playing with the Warlock, I did notice that the melee still had that Destiny 1 feel to it, where you can kind of reach across the map and just kind of like tickle their chins and be like, hey, I can touch you from here. Fixed. Personally, I'm not too bothered by that. I'm going in as a Titan come day one, so Warlocks is kind of going from my main to my backup class. So good, you know, fixed. Neat. Moving on. Tweaked, and this is the part that kind of excites me the most. Globally reduce the time that it takes to charge your super. They follow up by saying, this was a big change that came directly from your feedback during the console beta. We agree it was taking a bit too long to cook up a super. And again, that's something that I mentioned in my previous video. You know, during the 30-minute strike, I was able to get my super twice. Silly. And during a PvP match, sometimes I couldn't even get the super at all. So thank you for fixing that. Increased grenade damage in PvE. Tweaked. They follow up by saying, increased damage helps grenades feel as powerful as they should facing hordes of alien combatants, and more specifically, makes the longer cooldowns more palatable. We want abilities to be slightly more rare but worth it. In the console beta, the worth it part just wasn't quite there yet. And I'm going to agree, the grenades did feel like they were barely doing any damage to even just standard red bar enemies, so glad that's fixed. And finally, tweaked, increased power ammo drops in PvE. This is something we had felt internally and have been slowly tuning up over the last several weeks. The PC beta has been updated with our new values and will improve much more power ammo in PvE, and will provide much more power ammo in PvE than what was found before. Power ammo can also be directly farmed from all yellow bar combatants, so go big, Guardians, and this is fantastic. The fact that power ammo is now tied to yellow bars, or as I like to call them, lemon bars, is great, because you know you do find quite a few of them during at least during the strikes that I played, which is the inverted spire. And you know, I'm somebody that loves to use my fusion rifle, and I really didn't get too much time with it during the PvE portion. So they follow up by saying, we'll know you'll be doing everything in your power to discover shenanigans. Sandbox is optimistic that with these big changes to the build, the PC beta will be several steps closer to the game you will find in your hands in less than a month from now. We will be playing and watching right alongside you all, ready to document additional issues that you might find along the way. Happy hunting. So I'm really glad that Bungie is taking all this direct feedback from the community, and you know, and they're saying, hey, you know, we agree, we felt those we felt like that needed to be changed as well. So I hope that they keep that trend up. I know towards the beginning of Destiny 1, the first couple of years, Bungie was very silent on things. They weren't really, you know, open about what changes they were looking at or what they were working on. It was just pretty much, you know, just you had the Thorn meta, and then there was no word on that. And then finally, when the next update was out, that's when you found out that Thorn was, you know, being nerfed. And there was no in between, you know, there was no communication in between that. And now I'm glad that there is. So Bungie, great job, keep it up. I'm hoping to see this trend continue into Destiny 2's life cycle. Now, just as a heads up, Guardians, this is the last week for Trials of Osiris. And it is 10:11 now as of this moment of recording this video, and it seems like it's multiple maps, so have fun with that. If you haven't gone to the Lighthouse, keep your eyes peeled for a bunch of different Twitch streamers. They do raffles and whatnot. I know my good buddy Fallout you know, helps people out, so I'm not sure if he'll be playing Trials, but keep an eye out for that. With that being said, Guardians, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate everybody who's shown support over the last couple of videos that I've put out. You know, again, my YouTube is a little bit on the slow side, but once Destiny 2 hits, you know, you guys are going to be seeing a lot more content from me. Thank you for hanging out, and if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that sub button. If you liked it. If you didn't like it, hit the down like. You know, it just lets me know that you were here. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.